If you've been dreading Valentine's this year, then this episode is for you. This past week has been filled with my clients saying to me that they're anxious about Valentine's Day, they're sad about Valentine's Day, they're nervous about Valentine's Day because they're alone. And some of them, this is not their first Valentine's Day, this is like their third, fourth, fifth on their own. And some of them, this is the first one. And so I wanted to jump on and do a whole episode all about Valentine's Day if you are feeling a certain way about it. And the first thing that I want to say is that it's actually completely normal to feel this way. It's normal to feel a little bit more lonely. It's normal to feel anxious. And I remember when I was single, my friends saying and having a whole discussion about what they were doing on Valentine's Day, and I was just sat, left out, thinking, well, I'm not doing anything because I'm the single friend. And the thing was, it didn't, for me, make any logical sense because actually I was brought up in a household where Valentine's Day was not a thing. It was actively against it, the same as Mother's Day, the same as Father's Day, all of those things. So my parents were really against all of that. And it's crazy how, because of social media, because of other people's influences, that we can still feel a little bit left out of things that we don't even believe in. And the thing is, Valentine's Day is the only kind of holiday day that is completely dedicated to love. People feel lonely at Christmas, people feel lonely at New Year's, but it's not blasted in their face of everywhere you go, there's Valentine's cards, there's Valentine's presents. And of course, if you are someone that wants to be in a relationship, it's normal to feel envious about that. That you haven't got anyone on Valentine's Day. And maybe feeling like you have to kind of avoid things like dread it. Oh, Valentine's Day's on a Saturday this week, so I can't even go out. And the first thing that I want to remind you of, if you are feeling that way, because there's no judgment here, Valentine's is a £1.5 million industry. It is and was created to make money. It was never actually about love, originally. And this is why my family don't celebrate it. And my mum will go as far when it is Mother's Day. When we were kids, if we made her a card, that was nice. If we tried to buy her a card, she would say, this is commercialized rubbish. And if you really, really want to do that, buy me a card, buy me a present the day after when everything is reduced. And how right she was. And like I said to you, even with that upbringing, even with never ever seeing my mum and my dad celebrating Valentine's Day, even with all of that, I succumbed to the emotional pressure. And so if you are someone that has been brought up with Valentine's Day not being called commercialized rubbish, of course you're going to feel a certain way. But that is the bottom line. £1.5 million to be made from one day. And £1.5 million to make a load of single people feel bad about themselves. And I think it's also really important to remember that there are lots of people that are in a relationship that will show their highlights all over social media of this is what happened for Valentine's Day. They don't put that they had an argument in the morning about a pair of socks or who did the washing. I have seen people post on social media about this big display of Valentine's Day when they found out their partner was cheating on them the day before. And so what I really, really want you to think about, if you are kind of basing the way that you feel about yourself on other people's experiences, it might all just be a fake narrative. And I'd like you to kind of ask yourself the question of how many times have you portrayed a perfect life on social media or to somebody else when someone said, "How are you?" And you say, "I'm great," when inside you're feeling really not great. How many times have you done that in your life? So how many times are other people doing that too? And you could look at it a different way. Valentine's Day, being single on Valentine's Day, could be a gift for you. It means that you haven't settled. It means that you're not accepting somebody else's unacceptable behavior. And it means that you're not in the wrong relationship and you're waiting for the right one. So many people rush from relationship to relationship because they don't want to be by themselves. And they go from one bad relationship to another bad relationship to another bad relationship and then wonder why. But you're not in that boat. You're not in a bad relationship. You don't have to minimize yourself for anyone else. You don't have to accept somebody else's unacceptable behavior. And so this could be a gift for you if you see it in the right way. And the main thing with Valentine's Day, and the reason that you might be feeling a certain way about it, is because of the social media, because of it being plastered everywhere, because of this social kind of need to be in love, your nervous system is starting to respond to a perceived threat. And that threat is the thought that everyone else is in love and I'm not. And that's a threat to your body, which then sends you into this fight, flight, or freeze mode. And it sends you into a negative space because your nervous system is responding, probably because it's dysregulated. And I talk about nervous system regulation all the time and how if you've been hurt in one relationship and you haven't healed yourself, you're going to take that dysregulation straight into the next relationship. So I'm not going to talk about all of that now, but if you are feeling a certain way, if you are feeling negative about yourself, it's because your nervous system is responding to a threat. And it's not even a real one. So what can we do to survive Valentine's Day as a single person? So the first thing that I want to start with is what not to do. Do not try and get a rushed date just so you're not alone. Because if you go on a date with the wrong person because you rushed it, because you didn't think through your actions, you may end up feeling lonelier than ever. Do not reach out to an ex. And if they reach out to you because they're feeling lonely, just ignore them. Don't respond. You left that relationship for a reason. And if you were even thinking about it and just hearing me say, don't do that because you don't want to be with them, then I hope this helps. Do not download dating apps just because of Valentine's Day. If you weren't on dating apps before, everyone at the moment on apps are getting a little bit stressed. They're feeling the way that you're feeling. It's just they're on the apps and they're trying to get dates because they don't want to be alone. So if you have not been on the apps already, now is not the time to download them. I would advise that you do not look on social media on Valentine's Day. If you can get away with that, obviously if you're like a social media manager and you need to be on your phone, then great, I understand. But if you can get away with it, just don't go on it. Delete the app. One of my clients, every Friday, deletes all her social media apps because she doesn't want social media to take over her weekend. And on Monday, because she needs it for work, she just reinstates them. It's super easy. You can do that. And the last thing that I would advise you not to do is don't try and pretend that you love being single if you are actually feeling a negative way, because all you're doing is lying to yourself and lying to your nervous system, and that's going to slow down your healing process, because it's going to make your nervous system be like, what is going on here? So don't try and pretend. If you are not happy being single, don't try and pretend that you do. And all these people like posting on social media, oh, I'm so happy that I'm not in a relationship. Some of them are not. Some of them are lying. And they're lying to themselves. And I don't want you to lie to yourself and slow down your healing process, because if you've spent some time healing already, you don't want to go back to square one. What a waste. If you are feeling sad about Valentine's Day, these are the things that I would advise you to do. Go and treat yourself. Go buy yourself a gift, whatever that gift may be. If you want to have heart-shaped crumpets for breakfast on Valentine's Day, if you want to make yourself pancakes, this is your permission. Go do whatever you want. If you want to have takeaway, have it. If you want to buy yourself a ridiculously expensive outfit, do it. You don't need someone else to treat you. Go buy yourself some flowers. They're probably overpriced because of, the £1.5 million business of Valentine's Day. So they may be overpriced at the moment, but if you really want to go and buy yourself some flowers, go and do it. You don't need someone else to do that. Go make yourself feel good. If you can, try and plan something. If you've got single friends, it's quite likely that they're going to be feeling the same way that you are. Plan something. Go do something with them. You don't need to be by yourself on Valentine's Day. Even if you don't have a partner, you can still be with other people. You could use the day as a day of self-reflection, a day of, what do I actually want from a relationship? What do I actually want from another human? And sit manifesting it. If you don't feel in the mood to be going out, to be, trying to spend time with friends and whatever, spend the day doing some self-care. Go have a bath. Go love yourself. Go get a facial, manicure, back massage. Go to the gym. Do stuff for yourself. See if there are other events going on near you. I know, like near me, because I've seen it advertised, there's loads of these Valentine events. They're awesome. I'm sure there is a male version. I haven't seen them, but it might be because of my algorithm. But there will be other events on. Go Google events near me this weekend. Look on Facebook events. See what else is on and go do it. Celebrate yourself and who you are, and have a think about what loving yourself truly looks like. Because as you know, you've heard me say this enough times, if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you cannot find healthy love if you don't already love yourself. If you do not already love yourself enough to say no to unacceptable behavior, then you're not ready for a healthy relationship anyway, and you're never going to attract one. So think about what loving yourself unconditionally actually looks like for you, and then start practicing it. And I just really want you to remember that one day, Valentine's Day is one day, and it does not define who you are and what your future is going to be like. Last year, one of my clients, she was all sad for Valentine's Day. She was like, Sam, I'm alone again. And I had this whole goal by next Valentine's Day to not be by myself. And we sat And we started to do some manifestation work because she'd actually done her healing work. She'd healed her nervous system. It was fully regulated. And she'd learned some very, very good practical relationship skills. So the only thing left was to actually manifest that love that she wanted. And so every session after Valentine's Day, we manifested. And we did it over and over again. And in April, she met her person. And this is just a reminder to you that just because it's Valentine's Day and you haven't met your person yet, in 2 months' time you could. Being single today does not mean that you're going to be single forever. And so the goal for you shouldn't be to be partnered up by the time Valentine's Day comes around. It should be to be regulated and the best version of yourself so that when that person does arrive into your life, you're ready to have them there. You're ready to be in that healthy relationship. And just as a side note, if you are newly single for this Valentine's Day, I just want to acknowledge that the first Valentine's Day is going to be hard. And unfortunately, the only advice that I can give you is to feel it. Don't try and mask it. Don't try and paper over the cracks. Feel what you're feeling. You're allowed to feel it. Give yourself permission to feel that. Because most people who are newly single at this time of year are actually going through a grieving process for what they thought this Valentine's Day would look like. And you've got to allow yourself to grieve that. Because the thing is, your nervous system isn't healed from that relationship yet. So you're not going to just be over it because you're out of it. Even if that relationship was really toxic and the best thing for you logically is to not be in it, you're still going to have all sorts of emotions around that because emotions overpower the logic. So here are some steps that you can take right now to make this Valentine's Day good for you. Number 1 is decide how you're going to spend Valentine's Day before it gets to February the 14th. Do not leave it to chance, because then you will end up feeling worse. Number 2 is if you need support from people, tell the people that you need support from. If you're feeling sad, reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, and if you don't want to do that, reach out to me. You can find me at the SMr&x everywhere. If you need support, get the support. There are people out there that are really wanting to help you. 3, limit your social media. If you can completely stay off the apps, absolutely fantastic. If you can't, put a timer on it. Go into your settings and set a timer for, I can only be on Instagram for 15 minutes. Do that. Protect yourself from all the things that are going to be all over social media. You won't see me posting about Alan on social media, by the way. On Valentine's Day, in the morning, the first thing that you should do is I want you to write down 3 things that you are grateful for. Because starting to practice that gratitude will get you into a more positive mind frame for the rest of the day. And again, make sure you plan something to do. I'll give you lots of suggestions. Make sure you have a plan. And in the evening, what I'd really like you to do is write a letter to your future love, telling them all about how you can't wait to spend the next Valentine's Day with them. Because you can start manifesting this now. You don't need to wait. And if you are someone that does want to find out what their relationship patterns are and learn how to change them, then I will put the Love Loop quiz down below. It will tell you exactly what your patterns are and the step-by-step of how you can get out of that and actually attract aligned, healthy love. And just remember, this is one day out of the rest of your life. In 5 years' time, if you do the healing work and you learn to regulate your nervous system and you manifest healthy love, you will look back on this day and be like, I can't believe that I felt so bad. Look at my life right now. Look at how amazing my life is. I wake up every single morning with the person that I was always supposed to be with. It's just one day. If you need support, I am here. Reach out to me. Happy Valentine's. Sending you love.